Go.
Making love till the morning comes. When your mom calls you, yeah, I'm almost done. We'll take you dirty, we'll take you clean. So sit back, relax, it's a beat and saltine. Yeah. Dirty. So we'll melt your face tonight. It may sting, but it'll be alright. They want to aggravate you, violate you, penetrate you. Aggravate you, violate you, penetrate you.
Hello and welcome to the Mutant Saltine Show, where time stands still and only exists for those who believe it, like
I can't
Jesus
believe it.
or Santa Claus.
No, don't say it.
Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of the Bean and Saltine Show. We've got
Wow, we made it to
me
4.
and the guy who keeps interrupting, the salty
Me.
snack, Saltine, good every morning, noon, or night, Nate the Hammer.
That is I.
And today we've got an oldie but goodie, a moldy but goldie
Special guest.
special guest
And
from
friend.
the Pixelated podcast, amongst others, Mr. Steven K, James. Hello, Mr. James.
Hello, and I love the fanfare that I get here.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
It just came to me.
The crowd goes wild.
Like most things usually do.
Yeah.
They just come on you.
To me.
Oh, to you. Like you said,
Yeah,
on you.
but-
I haven't done that for quite some time.
Oh, but you also didn't tell me the rating of this show, so I'm just going balls out here.
Yeah, there's we try to keep it tasteful, but that goes to our tastes. So I like
So all bets are off.
I like cussing and being racist in a funny way and saying things that I don't mean just because I think they're funny, whether they may not be funny, whether they're funny or not. That's up to me.
Well, all right then.
Because if you laugh, that's fine. But if not, I don't care.
So coming on you is perfectly acceptable, in
To
other
me.
words. To you.
Wow.
I'd
I
still-
just got disconnected from Skype and I just came back and heard that. That was interesting.
Is that why you were quiet the whole time?
Yeah, I was disconnected. I was like, why isn't no one talking?
He was imagining
They was just taking notes.
coming to him. All right, so we've got our good friend Steven, who we met in college, tried to do a business, not really a business with, a long time ago.
Yes.
The Red Room, or Fourth Planet Productions.
Yes.
Fourth Planet.
Right? We used to film hockey, youth hockey, don't get excited,
Yes.
and other odd jobs where we got no money for it.
And we're very cold.
But it was really an excuse to hang out in a spot that was away from family and drink a lot.
And we succeeded in that. If there's one
Yes.
thing that we succeeded in, it was that.
It was the demolishing of many a Kraken bottle.
Oh, man.
The Kraken.
The Kraken.
You know you've got an issue when you're just willing
You know,
to
you
drink Kraken.
You know, you still got to do
Yeah.
Nate's the last one to do it.
Oh, Nate, take a shot.
No, I was doing it the
Oh,
whole time.
I was doing it, so was I.
What we used to do was anytime the Kraken bottle was uncapped and you were the last one to put your hands on your shoulders, kind of like the shape of the Kraken bottle, you would have to take a shot.
Yep.
Which really wasn't a bad thing because we would drink from that bottle anyway.
Yeah, so
It didn't matter.
It's going to happen. Yeah.
Speaking of drinking, great segue. Thank you. No appreciation for the segue. Okay. So we're doing this thing where I'll try to pair beer, sometimes hard alcohol. Who knows? I was debating between that because I know you're a whiskey man, right?
That's true.
What is your go-to whiskey?
Go-to is Johnny Walker Black.
Oh, I have got some in the house.
Well, then, here we go.
That's next.
This show's gone on a completely different road.
So the beer I selected for you is by the Lost Abbey over in San Marcos. And because I was debating between getting some kind of a whiskey or bourbon, what I have here is a blended ale aged in bourbon and brandy barrels. And you could definitely smell that sweet, sweet brandy.
You absolutely can.
It's called a Deliverance Ale. And let us try it. Too bad Nate can't have any.
I'll just
'Cause
live it
he's
through you
stuck
guys.
in like the prohibition era.
He can suck in his iced tea and pretend it's this.
Nate, it
Yes.
smells really good. It has like a brandy, slight soy smell to it. And I'm only saying that because I don't know how to describe things, and I'm not a literist,
Yeah.
a professional literary person.
My reviews on Yelp are basically just, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, it's beer. Yeah. It'll make me feel fun.
It
Yeah.
tastes dandy.
It's good.
I can drink it without thinking about throwing up.
Yep. And just so everyone knows, I'm drinking my own homemade iced tea.
Very nice.
Yes.
We don't care
Which is
about
also
your
very
iced tea. We've got beer. Okay, so quick review is that it's definitely thick. It's got like I'm trying to do this.
It's kind of chocolatey.
It is a little chocolatey. It's
Almost tastes like a
little,
chocolate stout.
Yeah, like a stout, but it's
It's a bit nutty.
you
bit
probably
nutty.
get that from the bourbon. Yeah, it definitely has like a chocolatey aftertaste. It's good. It's thick.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I ended up getting another bottle of something else in case this wasn't enough, but it seems to be like a good amount for the two of us.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we're up for it, there's another bottle of something. It's another Lost Abbey ale because what I'm trying to do is ask people what beers they go to, what styles they lean to, and what they absolutely hate. And if I remember, Steven was saying that he likes brown and red ales.
Correct.
He doesn't like Heineken, which I
Also
applaud
correct.
you for. That is not a pilsner. That's
Shit.
what do you? Fuck, what is that?
It's complete crap.
Piss water.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
seriously. Wow.
You should have tasted that burp, Nate. It tastes amazing.
Well,
It kind of tastes like
Tasting the rainbow in here.
yeah. Taste the rainbow.
Yeah, so I went to this one place that has some really good craft brew selections and found the Lost Abbey, and I got this one, Deliverance Ale, and there's another ale that I got for you, but we may or may not get into that.
We'll see.
So what is your did I do good?
Yeah, you did good,
I did good.
You did good.
Yeah.
We have a winner.
It's thicker than I would normally like. That's what she said. But it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I don't really dig the Guinness style beers, which this kind of teeters towards, but it's actually tasty. Guinness I also don't like because after you pour it, you have to let it sit for like 5 hours for the foam to go away before you can drink. I'm like, come on.
I want to
Yeah.
be an
I don't
alcoholic
have,
now.
I don't have all day.
Get your scraper and scrape off the foam, and yep.
Oh man, I was in Florida recently, and at Epcot they have all the different countries represented.
Yeah.
So in Japan they have this thing called frozen beer, and my first thought was cool. It's like a beer slushy. That sounds intriguing. But what they do is they take Ichiban, which is a really popular light beer over there. They take all the foam and they freeze it through one of those things that you get like horchata at like some random Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
They freeze it in that, and then they just put this frozen foam on your beer. So I took a couple, like scoops of it. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of interesting. I'm just eating foam and whatever. But it's so much of it, like I'm getting full just by eating foam, and I haven't even gotten to my beer yet.
Huh.
So you're just sitting there like pushing it off, like, come on, I just want to drink this. But it was an interesting concept.
How did it taste though? Was it
I mean, it was Ichiban beer, so that's pretty good.
okay?
Yeah.
The foam tasted like it. It's just after the third or fourth scoop, just like, okay, can I move on with this now, please?
Well, that's good. Now, how did you like Epcot?
Oh, it was awesome.
You liked it there?
Yes, my wife and I did we did the best game possible, which is you go to each country and get a drink from there. So, and in the pouring rain, we bought $20 worth of ponchos from Disneyland because Disneyland markup,
Yep.
and we had a great time.
Awesome. It
was a lot of fun.
Cool.
So when you say you got $20,
You gotta speak into the mic. Come on, we went to college for
I'm
this.
new. When you say you got $20 worth of ponchos, was that just 2 ponchos?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I imagine you like, oh my god, 99-cent ponchos! I got $20. We'll sell them.
I'll buy you out.
No, in reality, it was just one poncho. I just share it.
Just have to cut it.
Way to go! Exchange $20 worth of $15 in Disney dollars. The exchange rate was off, and then go buy the ponchos with that. So
Disney dollars.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys
a
are well stocked.
that's a throwback right there.
So, you were saying earlier that you're, how long have you been doing, you do a few podcasts, right? Which ones do you do?
So I do the Pixelated podcast, which is all video games and related content. Then I have another one that I've been doing more recently called the Ducks Talk Show, which is just me rambling on about hockey, particularly Ducks hockey.
Of course.
Because there's such a small market for it, so I figured, hey, I'll do this. And then my first show got like 200 listens, so I'm like, cool, people are interested. And then I used to do something called the Geek Legacy Lounge, which was basically, it was just me interviewing people, but it was kind of getting on a more personal note with them, not getting intimate or anything like that, but it was just, not just, so who are your inspirations sort of thing, talking a little bit more deeper into that.
But now these are people that are could be considered geeks though, right? Like they're into either gaming or into other things in the community, like comic stuff, maybe like a Comic-Con thing or something like that, right?
The way you say geeks is derogatory. Please.
I'm a geek. I don't know.
Nerd, please. I'm just sorry.
It's all the same.
Go ahead.
It's all the same. No, you're absolutely right. It was kind of in that same field. My first couple of interviewees were professional gamers or former professional gamers, so I wanted to keep that route. But those people are very hard to contact because they're very lazy because they're playing games all day.
Yeah.
So I got to speak to a lot of actors, actresses, singers, songwriters, a couple of script writers. I got to speak to the guy that wrote the Sharknado movies.
That's
really
awesome.
Who was he was an interesting guy because one of the questions I asked him was, so what was your reaction when you had to write a movie called Sharknado? And he goes, well, I asked him what the premise was. They told me it was a tornado with sharks, and I said, okay. And I wrote it.
You did a good job. That's exactly what that was.
Yeah, pretty much. Boy, was that entertaining for the wrong reasons.
Oh man.
Did you watch the second one?
No, I haven't seen the second one
I
yet.
haven't seen it either.
There's a second one?
There's a third one.
What?
Yeah, no
What?
joke. It's a full-on trilogy now.
Wow.
So-
I need to check that out. That's
I think the company that's doing this or that he works for, I think they've come to my work before, and one of the guys that used to work with me was saying that I think it's Asylum, right? Is a company that puts on Sharknado and all that stuff.
I don't know. I
Something
just
like that.
I know that he worked for a production company that basically went out, found jobs, said, "Here, take this job," kind of like a client situation.
Okay. Yeah, what he was telling me was, like Science Channel or Sci-Fi Channel rather.
Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi. The Sci-Fi Channel. They would just make these really low budget shitty movies just to make movies. And they were like, I guess maybe it started with, when there were more like movie rental places. And if you couldn't afford getting like Terminator, you get Terminator or something weird like that. And it was like, and like
movies.
At quick glance, it would scam you. And you're like, oh my God, Terminator. You take it home and you're like, what is this? He's not even Austrian. He's like Australian.
Yeah.
Like, come with me if you want to live, eh?
I might.
And that's I think that's how they started. And then Sci-Fi took a lot of their stuff under the wing, and they do movies like Sharknado and probably like Sharktopus and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I know them and like Hallmark and Lifetime, they're in the business of just making these movies as quickly as they can, getting it out there, and then essentially however many views they get, that's their return on the product. So
They're
a lot
just
of it,
spamming people with numbers of movies.
yeah, because I know Sharknado specifically, like people, they didn't know how that was going to respond, and people loved it for whatever reason. I mean, they loved it for the wrong reasons pretty much. It was so bad it was good.
Yeah.
So it made them a ton of money off of that. They have all this merchandise, and obviously it was good enough for them to make 2 more.
Yeah.
All starring Tara Reid for some reason.
I know. I was just about to go into that too. I don't know why. I thought she was attractive back in the day. Maybe like American Pie.
I was gonna say that was probably her peak.
And then she was in Big Lebowski, and I think that was before she had some plastic surgery done.
She was in Big Lebowski. I forgot about that.
And she was all right, but yeah, something about her that I was just like, eh.
Like, okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I could take it or leave it.
Speaking of shitty movies, and this could probably be only my side of the ring here. You might have a different perspective, but Ghostbusters all-female cast reboot.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not against this for
Let's
the
talk
sole
about
fact
this.
that women aren't funny. I mean, there's lots of other reasons, like they're just not funny. They're not that funny. They're not kind of funny.
I thought it was a joke when I first started reading about it.
See?
Like
I'm being a dick. Of course, there's funny women out there. Maybe.
And what are your thoughts on that, Mr. Jeans?
As somebody who grew up watching the Ghostbusters movies, I really just wanted this film to not be made because
Yeah.
only because I'm okay with how Ghostbusters 1 is. I mean, let's be honest, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2, not as good, but still entertaining in its own way. And I'm just like, okay, just leave it. You know, it's one of those movies. It doesn't need to get done. But I'm at least okay with the people that they have chosen for this. I know Melissa McCarthy is one
I
of
don't
them.
like her.
You don't like her?
I don't know
Well, that's
why.
fine.
It's like, oh, I'm an
Yeah.
American like you. This chubby
Yeah.
lady, I'm funny. Like, that's not funny.
That's not at all what she sounds like.
It does in my head. I don't know, man. And so
People
my
sound like
biggest
Rebel
problem,
You're just getting your people mixed up now.
my biggest problem isn't that it's an all-female cast. My biggest problem is that you're destroying my childhood. Ghostbusters were fine. Like, oh, if they were able to get all the original people on there, obviously minus one, right?
Harold Ramis, yeah, unfortunate.
Moment of silence. He would have loved that.
Mm.
I mean, that would still be really exciting, but I would have my doubts that it would be a good movie.
Yeah.
I was, for a while, there was a rumored cast of like Aisha Tyler, Anna Kendrick, and Emma Stone. And I'm like, okay, I don't care who anybody else is in that movie. I'm on board with those three.
Those are pretty good choices.
Yeah, and I love Emma Stone and Anna Kendrick. Don't get me wrong.
I'm
And
with
Aisha,
you.
I actually met Aisha Tyler, and she's just like the coolest person, you know?
Nice.
I just a side note, I just got into Archer.
Oh, really?
Like, okay, so my newest obsession has been aquarium. You can tell because you're right next to it.
Yeah, there's like 9 of them. I'm literally in one right now as we speak.
This is Tusk. I'm gonna make
This
you
is
a
Tusk. Oh,
walrus.
God. Get me out.
And so when I've been working on the aquarium, you know, putting in new plants, cleaning it, whatever, I just put Archer on just because it was something funny to have. I've never watched it before. This was like a week ago. I finished it, and I was really sad when I was cleaning the tank 2 days ago, and it just ended on a really funny episode. This is on Netflix, and then it was quiet for a little too long. I'm like, okay, well, the 30 seconds have passed for sure. A new episode should have started. Oh, maybe it's that. Are you still there? Do you want to watch bullshit? And I'm like, I'm still fucking here.
Just lazy Netflix. Come on.
And then I look, and it's advertising Orange is the New Black, which is awesome. I love that show too. But I'm like, oh no, Archer is done.
Oh man.
And this is a show that I didn't care to give a chance like a year ago. But now that I watch it, I love that show, and Aisha Tyler is in it, right?
I gotta say, that is the worst feeling when you actually catch up on a show through Netflix. I have done this with, it first happened with my wife and I. We were watching Chuck. That was on. We watched all the way up to season 4. We were in love with it. And then we watched season 5 on TV. It's like, oh my God, I gotta wait every other week, just like every other troglodyte in this planet. Did the same thing recently with Parks and Rec, one of my absolute new favorites. Got completely caught up. It's like, well, shit, it's another 3 months before the show comes out. The new season, I gotta wait now.
Yeah.
Netflix is like a drug. It's good while it's happening, and when it's over, as far as the series goes, you're just like in withdrawal, shaking, cold.
Wait, so how many seasons are in Archer? Because I still haven't. I've never seen Archer at all.
I don't know. I think maybe 3 on Netflix.
I was gonna say
Oh, okay.
4, maybe.
Maybe 4.
I don't know. I haven't seen all of them
fast.
either.
It happened so fast. I wasn't even able to appreciate it.
It's kind of like one of those shows like Futurama where you can just completely watch it out of order, but still get entertainment value out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. I might have to check that out. I haven't seen anything about it. So
Yeah, I recommend it.
nice.
So when that stopped, I started watching Bob's Burgers.
Another one I need to check out.
It was pretty funny, and what's awesome is the actor who does Archer also does the main character in Bob's
Oh, okay.
Burgers.
I've seen a few episodes. I remember having some pretty funny stuff in there.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'd say I like Archer a little bit better. It's a little more to my personal humor, but no, yeah, it's still really good. I like it.
Nice. Very nice.
I love finding the obscure television shows that no one has heard of and watching those just because, again, they're obscure and that's the masochist in me just loving these things. There was one series called Zombie House, and it was a reality show much akin to Big Brother, but it was all zombies in the house with human survivors. So they were trying to play this off like, oh, if you don't win this challenge, you're getting fed to the zombies today.
Wow.
So it was like this really bizarre thing, and I couldn't tell if they were trying to be serious with it to like, okay, this is dark comedy type of thing, or if they were just completely bombing it like a, like a sci-fi or a sci-fi type of show.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one that's worth checking out if you're, completely bored with your life.
Oh, so you enjoyed it?
I like one of those things again. I enjoyed it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
It's like I'm
yeah.
watching a couple of episodes like, okay, I kind of want to see how this plays out because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Said the same thing about the new Ninja Turtles movie, by the way.
Oh, okay, we'll get into it. Let's finish with
Let's finish
Ghostbusters.
this.
Okay, so we're all on the same page that we're not looking forward to this.
I am because I am a Ghostbusters fan. I will watch it. I will reserve judgment. This is one of those franchises that I've seen the original one, God, at least 100 times, something like that.
Yeah, I love the originals. Originals are amazing.
If somebody asks if you're a god, you say yes.
Oh man, I wish I could think of some other lines from that movie, and I'm drawing a blank. Thanks, brain.
I'm full of
There you
all of them.
It's been too long since I've seen it. I can't remember. But I remember it was good.
He's looking at me, Ray. He's a nasty little bugger, isn't he? He can still hear you, Ray.
Nice shooting, Tex. I love when he's like, I've always wanted to try this, and he pulls the cloth from under the table.
The flowers are still standing.
Great. Oh man, I want to watch it now. See, and then it's
Yeah.
like you get that
Dang.
joy from remembering all those things, and in this movie, like I feel like it's not so much let's reboot it with the female cast. It's like, let's make a stand. Let's have something to say, making an all female cast. I feel like it's more not
That's
for
that's
the
the
betterment of the movie, but because they want to do an all female cast.
Yeah, it's like the focus they're going
It's
towards.
like I have nothing against doing Ghostbusters and having a couple mixing it up in there. Why does it have to be all female? That makes it feel like it's like not a scam. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like that's what they're trying to draw people in for because it's an all female cast.
yeah.
I think it's just a different time too, because there's that whole thing where if you put a female on a movie poster, there's some weird science behind it that suggests it's not going to do as well.
Really?
Which is kind of a weird thing. I don't know what it is. People just look and say, "Oh, it's a female lead. I'm not interested." So, but I think it's a new day and age, and there's a lot of movies where it's featuring almost prominently females. So you figured, all right, let's take a shot. We can do that. We can throw it in a franchise that people know and understand, and still try to make it work out regardless.
It's just a weird place to put it.
I think people are gonna complain about this up until when it actually comes out. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna reserve judgment until I see anything from it.
Yeah.
If it's still people like Dan Aykroyd controlling the script and the creative process of it, then there's not a whole lot to worry about.
Yeah.
I think
Nice job. Nice job.
Thanks,
I literally
Brent.
just watched the thought
I was
escape
thinking
him.
the same thing. Yeah.
thanks, brain. I'm gonna drink more beer now to help you out.
Oh my
Lube
God.
you up a little bit.
Next episode, we got to get a video camera in here because just watching you have that oh shit realization
I was like, I have nothing to
was
say.
fantastic. Oh, good thing this isn't live.
Oh,
We don't edit. That's the thing. We're
no editing.
Oh, me either. I'm against it.
we're staying away from the
I'm too lazy.
editing.
Yep.
What I was gonna say is I forgot again. No, I didn't. I got it. I got it back. It's right there. I'm gonna lasso that shit. Okay. Was one good thing is if I have low expectations, it can only go up, right?
Very good.
So I mean, I would love for a Ghostbusters to be awesome, just like I would love for that new Ninja Turtles movie to go up, but I'm scared to watch it.
I expected nothing and I was still disappointed.
Okay, then I'm not gonna waste my time.
Yeah. We can talk about that later if you want to.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's just why. That's one thing. That's one gripe I have with Hollywood. It's the rebooting and remaking and redoing this shit and that's the like make something new. Like I've seen the Ghostbusters. I know what it is. If they touch Back to the Future, Steven, mark my goddamn words. I will kill something figuratively.
He's threatening me right now.
Allegedly.
Hypothetically.
I will.
I will turn on Grand Theft Auto and run somebody over
Yeah.
30 times
with a grenade
until they are rendered out of that scene.
Oh man.
until they no longer exist on the disc.
I don't know, man. It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I almost said that the other way around.
If it ain't fixed, don't broke it.
Don't broke it. Don't you dare broke that.
That's what I feel like. Can't you come with something equally awesome, maybe in the same sci-fi kind of realm, doing something with a ghost that's kind of comedic? Like, why does it have to be Ghostbusters? Because Ghostbusters is not just like, oh man, such a great idea like in the 80s and it just didn't do well. Maybe let's try it again. No, it's like the Ghostbusters are fucking awesome. Why do you want to ruin it?
I agree with that, and it's obviously boils down to the money aspect of Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's always what it is. Yeah.
Of course, because if they were to come up with some original idea that was similar to Ghostbusters but completely different, it was paying homage to, they would have to spend a lot more in marketing, a lot more in getting people interested in the film.
So
Whereas
you're
now,
telling me that they don't want to do the work.
Exactly, because now you say, oh, hey, Ghostbusters 3 is coming out. What? And people are in there.
Yeah.
Come on, Hollywood, stop being lazy. Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so I've got a question for you, Steven. Kind of jumping around here, but going back
This question
to...
comes from the audience.
Yes, thanks, sir.
No, don't need to come up to the stage. Nate got your paper. He'll read it for you. Thanks, thanks, James from Idaho.
We're at a loss of potatoes over here.
Impossible.
We're having a famine. No, I was wondering, kind of going back to the gaming stuff. Have you been playing any games recently, and what are they?
Yeah, I mentioned Grand Theft Auto a couple of seconds ago. That's one I cannot put down. God, that game is just so much fun.
Waiting for the heist.
Waiting for the
heists.
freaking heist to finally come out 3 years later after it was promised. That's a big one. I really like Destiny, although I'm in the minority on that.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm there too.
I enjoy it. It's an MMO and a first-person shooter where I'm actually decent at, so I have fun with it. Don't care what anyone else says.
You just can't get away from those headshots either. Those headshots are beautiful.
The head explodes and like the soul escapes from it. You can see, oh man.
And then freaking Dinklage is in there.
And then Dinklebot.
Ready, Nate? Ready? A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Ding, 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 ding. That lag isn't gonna make this work.
Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, it's just awesome. Yeah, no, I actually really enjoy Destiny too. I've been playing that quite a bit. So, but you're on the PS4, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It is the Master Race Star.
So, anything else?
So those games, I recently got into Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance for whatever reason. I just really felt like playing that game, and
That's a fun game.
It's amazing. I'm playing it on my phone. I'm just like, oh my god, the memories. The memories. Oh wow, that was close.
That's the one that has the little like the Digin or whatever they're called or whatever.
Yeah,
little creatures.
the elemental Jinn, and they make your characters faster, or make your characters faster.
Silent
They make your
D.
characters
There's a
better and
Silent
all
D.
that stuff. Yeah, Silent D. There's always a Silent D, baby.
Yeah, I played that game like 3 times through. It was so much fun.
What is this game?
It's kind of like a Final Fantasy type, turn-based, not strategy, but turn-based fighting sort of thing. Your characters have a magic ability. Your characters have what Nate was calling Jinn, which are basically creatures that are elemental based. Yeah. You can join them on any character that you want, and it enhances their abilities, which is kind of cool. So essentially, you're leveling up with these creatures versus just leveling up your character and adding them to enhance everything. It's got a really bitchin' storyline, and my favorite part of it was when the second Golden Sun came out, you were playing a completely new cast of characters.
Yep.
But your original characters transferred over all of their stats, all of their items. So you basically like, cool, I have a super squad now, which was really cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome when they actually enabled that ability. I was like, holy crap, I can use my guys.
Yeah. Except I had to use like a 500 character password to do it because I didn't have a friend to link up and say, here, let me plug this game in and you plug that game in.
Yeah.
Bunch of bull crap. But anyway, that's another one I've been playing. And that's about it for right now. Just, I kind of have ADD when it comes to games where I'll just play, this random Legend of Zelda game for a couple of minutes, like, oh crap, I forgot Super Mario. Oh crap, Donkey Kong. Just play all these randomly.
Have you given the new Assassin's Creed a try? Are you into Assassin's Creed at all?
I am. I love those games. I was actually thinking about getting the Assassin Eagle as a tattoo one day.
Nice.
And yes, I have played it. I haven't played it since the new patches have come out because I'm waiting for the game to actually be finished.
Yes.
And then I can play it.
That is a what chaps my ass segment.
Oh
that
my
can
God.
go on for years. Nate and I, that's one of the things that pushed me to get this podcast rolling again. Because it was Grand Theft Auto that I was so excited to play. I had an older Xbox and I didn't have enough memory. And I was like, all right, well, I just won't play it tonight. I'll go get a flash drive, a 64 gig flash drive, and bring it home tomorrow, and everything will be
get a
okay.
new Xbox?
Nope. You cannot use an external hard drive. It has to be the Xbox internal hard drive. And I was fucking pissed because I didn't fucking have any money. And it was like maybe 80 something dollars to get a new hard drive that would allow me to play Grand Theft Auto. I was so mad. And it was like downloading for days, and then you find out you can't play it because you need to do this thing and that thing. And
Yeah.
but Grand Theft Auto was worth it. That game
Worth the wait.
was by far one of my favorite games in the past few years,
Still not complete also.
which
Still
is
not complete.
unbelievable to me. And then you get games like a Call of Duty or Battlefield or something where Nate, what was one game that I was just talking to you about that I was really unhappy about that was like almost not finished? Well, we were playing Destiny together. Destiny was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whatever, just in general, all these games that are released and you're paying for a full game, it's not finished. There's
Yep.
so many bugs. And then you have to pay more.
Like the norm now.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
pay more for downloaded content. Like I paid for a whole game and you're giving me a small part that is not working properly and it's not finished. And it was just so irritating. Just the way games are going now, it's irritating.
The thing that really pisses me off is the on-disc DLC. That kind
Yep.
of crap. That chaps my freaking ass.
And that's one thing you have to give credit to Nintendo for is their business model has always been we're not going to ship a game until it's complete, until it's
Yes.
done, until it's from a technical standpoint flawless. The
Nintendo
game
has
itself
done a
might
lot
not
of
be
shitty
great.
things, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The game itself might not be a fantastic game and it might have its issues, but it's like I'm not liking the game because of what it is, not because of, what it doesn't have, which is, proper working controls or a camera that doesn't go in and out or graphics that just don't glitch out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just still amazed by Grand Theft Auto and just the magnitude of what they did, like those maps, everything. Even though it wasn't finished, it was like multiplayer that wasn't finished when it came out. But the storyline was so entertaining and there was so much for you to do that it didn't even matter. Like I played multiplayer maybe for 2 weeks and then I switched to a different game or just stopped gaming for a while. But when you see Rockstar, right, is a company
Yeah.
that does it.
Yeah.
What they've done compared to other things, it's ridiculous.
And they're another one where they usually have a good track record of spending 3 years on one game, getting it out there, and the game itself is fantastic. Prior to that, there was Grand Theft Auto 4. Before that, it was Red Dead Redemption, which is
That
an
was fun.
amazing game.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And you look at some of these companies, like for Call of Duty specifically, they have their Sledgehammer Games, Treyarch, and Activision all working on a Call of Duty game. So, and they're doing this on a 3-year cycle now, which is acceptable because they're spending some time with it. But the game is coming out every single year, and there's one guy that overlaps all three of these companies. Like, I gotta code all this crap, and I can't do it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why he
you
sounds
can
like
tell
that.
the difference too
probably does.
when those different companies work on those games. Like oh, this is from Treyarch. Oh, this is from Activision. Like there's certain things you can tell about it, and it kind of sucks in a way because even though they're kind of mass producing them, like now I kind of stay away from certain games because of that reason. I know that I won't buy the next installment of the game. I'll wait till the one after that. So
Yeah, Assassin's Creed really bit me in the ass hard on that one. Assassin's Creed 3 was itself, it was just kind of a boring game. I didn't really like it as much, but that was another one I had to wait around the time of Thanksgiving. It came out in October, and I had to wait Thanksgiving Day for this like 10 gigabyte patch to come out so I can update the game and actually play it without glitches. Then I finished, it's like, yeah, okay, it's fine, it's whatever. And then Assassin's Creed 4 came out, Black Flag, Pirates, freaking amazing. It still stands as not only one of my favorite games in the entire Assassin's Creed franchise, but just one of my favorite games, period.
nice.
I mean, God, everything that you were able to do in that game, and just the fact that I was able to kind of like perch on my sails as I'm sailing into the open
awesome.
sea, and like, I'm
So
a pirate.
You know, my favorite part was the shanties.
Oh my God, those are so fun.
Yeah,
The shanties.
shanties.
Just
Oh
hearing
my
all the
God.
notes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this room has a decent distance from the bedroom, but when I would play, like I get home from work at 8 at night, Remy was already, ready for bed around that time. So she'd go to bed like 9 or 10, and I'd stay up, and that was my video game hours. And then I'd be playing Assassin's Creed for a long time, a few months. And she would always text me from the bedroom, be like, "Can you turn it down? I could hear the pirates singing." And I'm like, "That's the best part. I turn it up
Give
during
me
that."
your booty. What are they talking about?
Oh man. But yeah, my brother let me borrow that game, and I didn't know if I was gonna like it, but I became obsessed with it. I loved playing that game, just being out on like the ocean and doing those little things
So
like
calming,
hunting.
right?
Yeah. And then I was so excited when Unity came out, played it twice.
I'm in the same boat. I'm still waiting for all those patches to come out so I can actually complete the game that I spent 60. Well, actually, no. I bought the collector's edition, which came with the statue and all kinds of other goodies. So I spent a good $100 on it, and I have yet to finish it.
Yeah, I mean,
very unfortunate.
It was a little tough too because I was going off of the 360, and then I just got the PC for recording. So I'm like, I think I want to be a PC gamer. Let's do that. The PC should be super powerful.
The PC Master Race, yeah.
And so I got it for that, but it was my first time playing PC since I was like, I don't know, like 12, something like that. It's been all consoles from there. And I just had issues trying to figure out every little lag, everything. And it was just like, and then the game wasn't that fun. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to spend time trying to figure this out and not enjoy the game.
Yeah, I got it when I bought my Xbox One. Came in the bundle with it, and I haven't touched it. I actually don't think I will. I don't even think I'm going to get into it because I've seen lots of gameplay videos on it and lots of reviews and stuff, and it just doesn't interest me. The last one I played all the way through was Brotherhood, and I loved that game. I thought it was awesome, and then I played a little bit of Black Flag, was really cool. I still need to finish that. The new one just doesn't interest me. I don't know.
Yeah, Unity was, meh so far, but Brotherhood and 2 were fantastic games, and those were just going in the step in the right direction. And then 3, like I was mentioning earlier, was kind of boring. They really turned around with Black Flag. So based on this track record, hopefully the next one, like I said, is going to be, a great game.
Yeah.
That I can play on day one when I buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For 2 months straight.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yep.
We'll see.
To the point where your wife is going to be like, "You love that game more than me."
Shut up, let me finish it.
Oh,
This game understands me.
Swear to me.
Now, okay,
Don't know where Batman came from.
Just recently, they had just released the new 3DS and Nintendo 3DS, and also Majora's Mask.
They did.
Re-released, and also Monster Hunter came out. Now, Monster Hunter 4 Unlimited. Now, what are your thoughts on that? I don't know if you're a 3DS gamer or not, Steven, but what do you think about all that?
I'm not, but I would gladly pay $300 just for that Majora's Mask 3DS.
Yeah.
Gladly. That was...
The special edition?
And this is a funny thing I was talking about on the recent Pixelated podcast with my co-host, how for Zelda games specifically, it's kind of a weird trend in that the current game that's out, that's not a great game, but the game previously was better. So, for instance, when Majora's Mask first came out, everybody hated it because it had this time element to it. And everyone's like, oh, it's not like Ocarina of Time, even though it was the exact same game, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because you have to actually keep your times down. You or else you get things wiped.
It is, and it's a lot darker. And I loved every second of it. I have nothing negative to say about the game. And then when the next Zelda game came out, which was Twilight Princess. No, I'm sorry, Wind Waker.
Wind Waker. Yeah.
Everyone hated Wind Waker because of the way it looked, but then everybody loved Majora's Mask at the same time. It's like, you guys can't keep your shit straight. So now it's this weird trend of, oh, Majora's Mask is the greatest Zelda game of all time. I'm like, you idiots. I was saying that for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one listens to my podcast.
Do you like Majora's Mask better than Ocarina of Time?
I do, only because the darker storyline and just kind of the different intricates about the game. Like being able to, help this character out in game. But once you do that, you're already on day 2, and this character over here is beyond helping. So the backtracking really worked in a really cool favor, I thought.
Yeah.
Having to complete this one side mission to get this mask so you can go back in time and start another side mission to get these other sets of masks. Yeah. So I really like that, but Ocarina of Time is still a great game. There's nothing wrong with saying that in any way, shape, or form.
Definitely. No, I'm looking forward to it. I may even pick up a 3DS just to play it. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, holla.
Oh man! But now, have you played any of the Monster Hunter series at all?
No, I haven't. Those ones,
Okay.
those are games I've always been kind of remiss about, so haven't had a chance to
Okay.
do it.
Okay, yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be really cool. But because this is the first time I think I don't know if it's just in that series or if it's on the 3DS itself, but it's got full online multiplayer. So it's not just local multiplayer anymore. Like they're actually going full online with it.
Yeah, I think it's first because of the 3DS capabilities, if I remember
Okay.
correctly. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
I'm
that's
wrong.
what I was
Usually
thinking.
I'm wrong.
I
You know what?
couldn't
Just
remember
consider me wrong.
That's fine. But well, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Segway.
Segway.
Intermission.
Sony and Marvel working together.
Let's talk about that
Let's talk about it.
because I need new pants.
Do it lower.
I will talk about it.
Do it lower. You're gonna have
let's
to
talk
talk.
about it.
You're gonna have to talk like.
Did you know
in
Spider-Man will be in the next Marvel movie?
a world
In a world.
that Spider-Man used to be in, and now he's not.
In a world where Marvel actually has control over their goddamn characters.
I just realized I was trying to scroll down your page and it's just an image on my screen.
Sorry.
I'm like, why the hell is something wrong with my trackpad? What's going on here?
Yeah, so news came out this week, I believe, that Sony finally giving in, swallowing a little bit of their pride, working with Marvel. I mean, you probably have to think, hey, well, they had some really good franchises with Spider-Man, and did they have X-Men too? Or
No,
they had
X-Men and Fantastic Four are Fox.
Fox. They have
Yeah.
Spider-Man, and they have like is it
The Hulk?
No,
Was-
No, not the
No,
Hulk.
no.
Hulk has reverted back. Sony
is
has,
it just Spider-Man?
I think it's just Spider-Man right now.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, if you think like, so I've seen the first of the reboot with what's his name, Garfunkel,
Andrew Garfield.
Garfield,
Garfunkel.
whatever.
My doppelganger.
Oh, man.
So you gotta look like him.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it. I liked it better than the Tobey Maguire, especially the last one. Like, what the hell was with that whole emo thing?
You mean a little bit of this and a little bit of that?
Yeah, like I don't get it. Like, you can't be super serious in this movie and then do some weird cheesy things like that. Like that, whatever. Anyway,
That's neither here or there.
yeah, I'm excited because Marvel does a really good job with their movies. I mean, I think if you were Sony and you're like, oh, they're gonna do Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knows who the hell that is. Good luck. Oh my God, it's the #1 grossing
Movie of the
so far.
year.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they're like, we've got Spider-Man. Everyone knows and loves Spider-Man. What's going wrong? Maybe you're just not doing a very good job. So now they're coming back with Marvel, and hopefully he'll be in an Avengers, right? I heard there was rumor that he might be.
So, for those that aren't aware of the current trend that Marvel's going with, the next, first they have Avengers, Age of Ultron, and then the next, I think, standalone film after that is Captain America 3, Civil War.
Woohoo!
So, that comic book storyline basically had Captain America versus Iron Man. Captain America wanted all mutants to register as part of like a police force, where Iron Man said, no, they should all be whoever they want to be. And Spider-Man was a huge part of that because he was the one that nobody knew who he was. So there was a big debate over between those two characters, at least, who gets the rights to him. Kind of funny when you think about it that way. But now, because he's actually going to be in the Marvel Universe, they can pretty much take that storyline word for word and turn it into the movie because, again, he played such a huge part in that film. Or, I'm sorry, not in the film, but in the comic storyline to begin with.
Did you? What did you think of the reboot?
I liked the first one, and the second one was very hard to watch.
I didn't
Really?
watch it. I really wanted to. It was just one of those things where I didn't have time, and then I forgot about it completely.
Here's the thing. If it was a movie just between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, it would be so fun to watch. Yeah.
Say her name again. Say it
Emma Stone?
slower.
Emma Stone. I'm not going to. I'm in the same room as this guy, so I can't
My
really.
pants
Wow.
are wet.
Anyway,
God.
if it was like a romantic comedy between just those two, they would be fun films to watch because obviously they have good chemistry together because, they're doing the whole hanky-panky together.
In real life?
In real life, yeah.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, well, newsflash.
Newsflash!
Anywho. But with Amazing Spider-Man 2, they did exactly what they did in Spider-Man 3, where they had, here's 9,000 villains, here's 100 different storylines that don't make any sense, and let's just make it work out. Well, you can't.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sony.
Yeah, I was wondering because I haven't seen the newer movies, but I was watching like the trailers for them and stuff, and I was thinking, holy shit! Like how many villains are you going to put in this? Like how is this movie going to work?
So Sony's original plans, which came out when the whole Sony email leaks came out months ago,
Yeah.
they were going to have all these villains introduced in Amazing Spider-Man 2, which would then lead up into their own Sinister Six movie. So there'd be a movie just about bad guys, which would be kind of weird. And then that would lead into Spider-Man 3 fighting all of them, but also introduce people like Black Cat and maybe even Spider-Girl and some other Spider-Man characters. So they were trying to do their own Avengers force with Spider-Man franchises, which it wasn't going to work out because, let's be honest, who gives a shit about Electro or Rhino? Paul Giamatti as the Rhino is just the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah. Well, what about Shocker? Has he been in any movies?
Shocker, get out of here with the Shocker. Stupid.
Oh, and then having what's his name, Eric Foreman from that '70s show as Venom
Oh my god.
for the last, not the reboot, but the original one.
What was the one joke he has? Like, hey, my spider sense is tingling, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh God.
It's like,
That's too
dear,
bad because Venom and Carnage, those are always my two favorite characters from that whole.
think about this. Somebody actually wrote that line and said, this is a good idea.
Yeah, it is probably some bullshit producer that weaseled their way into a position of power, and they probably had a writer who had something really good. What's going on?
You have an ad that's playing in the background.
Oh, it's muted.
I can still hear it.
Oh.
I can't hear a thing.
What kind of downgraded podcast is this?
They're sneaking in ads.
I'm calling in my lawyer.
It says it's muted, and it's not muted.
That's fine. I'm just hearing it. Anyway.
Oh, no, I hear it too. I want to get rid of this.
But yes, I
Paying
am
us.
I am super excited. Spider-Man's going to be where he belongs. Now, if only the Fantastic Four film can bomb, so they can do the same thing with them. Unfortunately, that probably won't be the case with X-Men because those films are actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not bad. They've definitely
The new ones are great.
They've abused Wolverine for sure with his movie. I did not enjoy the Wolverine one where he was in Japan.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pointless to me. Like it didn't do anything.
Which one was that?
Was it the Wolverine?
I think so.
Because there was X-Men Origins Wolverine, and then there was
I
the
think it was
Wolverine.
the Origins. I don't know.
Orange. I don't remember.
The one with Hugh Jackman and his rippling muscles.
That's all.
Oh yeah,
Hugh
it's true.
Jackman always has rippling muscles.
There was actually a side-by-side comparison of Hugh Jackman in all the X-Men movies that he's been in. And it's funny because in the first one, like, he was in shape, but he wasn't as ripped as he is now.
Yeah.
It's like, so he's supposed to portray Wolverine at the same age, but look at his muscles. He's just getting more and more ripped.
Yeah.
So when they bring in Spider-Man, they were saying that they want to not use Andrew Garfield, right? They want to go younger with it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because I liked Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
I thought he did a good job. I mean, to me, he did a lot better than Tobey Maguire.
Oh, of course.
He kind of played that cocky New Yorker attitude, which worked out. But I see why they want to because it's going to confuse people when they say, "Oh, we're going to just bring this actor back in."
Because then you got to keep his storyline and everything.
Yeah, and let's be honest, nobody wants to see that storyline continue. The rate that's going on, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
Did you okay, this is weird. Did you hear about that guy who I pulled up the picture and he's already laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you guys obviously can't hear
Oh,
it, but
man.
it's this guy from Venezuela who did a bunch of tattoo work and plastic surgery work to make himself look like Red Skull, the bad guy in Captain America. And
The Nazi.
Okay, so first of all, people were saying, why would you want? He's like one of the only villains in the Marvel universe where he's got no backstory. He's just a freaking Nazi. There's no like,
That is his backstory.
like Jewish people may have like destroyed his family, so he became a Nazi to get back, and then you feel a little bit bad. But no, it's like he's a Nazi that hates everybody, and then this guy wants to be Red Skull. So he's done all this plastic surgery. It's disgusting. He's chopped off part of his nose. Look, that's him when he's.
Ugh.
That's what he used to look like, a normal dude.
A normal doucher, but okay.
He, yeah, if you Nate, if you can't handle it, don't look.
I
at the
actually
face.
just got disconnected, so I lost the image. But
Okay. So he had tattooed his eyes to be all black. He surgically removed the
his
tip of his
eyes.
nose, not the tip, like a little inch, like half of his nose to make it look like a skull.
yeah,
He had these implants put into his forehead, which I think look horrible.
He looks like a Klingon.
Yeah, he
He
doesn't.
seriously
look
looks like a Klingon.
He doesn't look like anything from Marvel. He looks like something from like District 9 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He looks like if they wanted to make a realistic version of Red Skull, where it's like, oh, he just got beat to death and his face is red because of, surgeries and whatever. Yeah. And he looks ridiculous, by the way.
Those implants in his forehead are horrible. They look nothing like. He doesn't look anything like Red Skull. And if he's listening, I hope he hears that and he feels like a shitty human being.
Also, his cheeks are blue.
yeah.
They're black, but it's horrible. Like he's trying to do the shadowing, I'm assuming, to look like Red Skull. Because look, that's Red Skull. So when I first saw this story,
That's Red Skull. His
When
skull,
I-
it's red.
when I first saw this story, they had a picture of Red Skull, and I assumed that it was the guy because I'm like, oh yeah, he's got prosthetics and stuff to make himself like awesome. That looks
Yeah.
cool. And then I opened the story. No, he's gone through like actual surgical procedures to make himself look like this guy, and he looks nothing like him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And even if he did, why?
The sad thing is, there are cosplayers that spend less amount of time and less amount of money and look way better than
That's
this
what
guy.
I was
Yeah,
assuming. I thought,
exactly.
yeah, when I saw the thing, I'm like, oh, it's a cosplayer that looked like fucking Red Skull because it's all prosthetics. It's not like, what's his name? The actor didn't have to go through surgery to look like Red Skull.
Yeah.
It's prosthetics, dude. Like, come on. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
it looks so bad.
And he tattooed his eyes. Is that
Oh
what happened?
my
to
God.
him?
Eyes in his face. Hold on, I'm gonna share my screen with you again, Nate, so you can see where I'm at.
This
It's not gross what I'm gonna show you.
this is the type of guy who he's never gonna get a job.
He's
like
got
think of it
children.
practically.
He's got children.
Does he really?
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Look at that,
Wow.
Nate. So Nate, here's Red Skull. That
And
looks
nose.
bad.
That's the rest. You know.
If I had
Yeah.
a mask and prosthetics and took like 4 hours to look like that for an event, that I'd be pretty proud of myself. That's awesome. And then this guy goes through surgery and looks like that.
Dude, that nose that's pretty gnarly.
He's got like Michael Jackson's nose with like this shitty tattoo job, and he's got
What's with the forehead? The forehead looks nothing like.
That's what I'm saying. He looks like a Klingon.
Yeah. He looks
Now,
wow.
imagine you said he has kids. Imagine waking up and just seeing that face hovering over you, saying,
I would
"Happy
leave.
birthday, sweetheart."
Ugh.
You're just like,
Wow.
"Oh,
God, that's crazy.
oh my
Oh,
god."
they did an interview with him.
I'd rather not.
Okay, let's not, we're not gonna
I'd rather not give this guy any more credit because, good lord.
He used to look. He was a decent looking dude right there. He looks like a metalhead. He's putting the horns up right there, and then
He's got his sticker on his hat still. I mean,
and
come on, I hate that.
I think. Oh, who was it? I was reading the story, and he used to dress like somebody else. He used to look like Wolverine. He would like put on the little not spandex, but he would put on like the
yellow and blue?
the yellow and blue outfit, and try to look like Wolverine, which would be a better fit for him. And he's like, "Oh, Red Skull, is muy awesome."
Is muy
Oh,
awesome.
man.
Nazis, yes.
I know. What is that saying? Like
Nazis are always a good
you're-
decision.
You're being this villain who has no backstory for you to feel bad about him. He's just a Nazi that's just a dick, and you want to be him. What does that say?
What does that tell your children? I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Poor children.
What if ultimate troll move? One of his kids wants to be Captain America one year for Halloween.
I must conquer my father. Red Skull has taken him.
What is the kid Russian all of a sudden?
I don't know. That was like my Antonio Banderas.
I am Captain America. They must win for Soviet America. But yeah, that guy.
My papa, he's dead.
My papa.
You can go try out for Guar.
He can be in Guar. That's what he looks like. He looks
Oh,
like
man.
a member of Guar.
No face paint needed.
Oh my god, that guy has got too much time in his hands. That's what that is.
Oh man.
But yes, I am excited for what Marvel has in store for the next couple of years.
I am so. What's the next? What's the next one? What's coming up?
Next one is Avengers: Age of Ultron.
When is that?
That comes out, I think, on or around my birthday, which is early May.
Oh, that's
So speaking of, I lucked out because every single year there's always a big Marvel movie that comes out on my birthday or like days around it.
Wow.
So easy gift for me. Just tickets to that movie. I don't care. It's like it's easy.
To me.
Exactly. I'll go by myself. I don't care. But there's that, and then the next one is, like I said, I think the next Captain America, which is the Civil War storyline. And here's where things get interesting because of the whole Marvel and Sony teaming up to have Spider-Man and the shared rights and whatever. They actually moved back a lot of Marvel movies to make way for another Spider-Man film because Marvel wants to get that character established back in their universe. And, Sony's basically saying, yes, we'll do whatever we want. We'll do whatever we want. They're basically bending over and taking it from Marvel at this point.
I suck your dick.
That's not bending over and taking it, but sure.
Yeah, that's
Kind of the opposite. That's bending forward and accepting it.
It's still traumatic.
That's true.
yeah, that
That's
is
very true. But it's very exciting because, like I said, Marvel finally has control over a lot of their major characters. And I don't know if you guys heard about what they're doing with Fantastic Four at all.
No.
So, Fantastic Four is getting rebooted because that's what the world needed more of, was more of them. But Marvel is canceling their Fantastic Four comics. They're taking away all signs of those characters from their headquarters. And they're basically hoping that Fox bombs these movies so bad that they can swoop in and say, hey, we'll take that. We'll give you a pretty penny for it. Get away.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why they... well, I guess they gave up the rights before they started making... Like, Marvel started making movies.
There was the Fantastic Four movies. There was Daredevil. There was, X-Men and Spider-Man, which they were huge sellers because they were actually decent for a time.
Yeah.
And there was a few others in there as well, I think. But that's when Marvel was kind of sitting back and thinking, they're making a mockery out of our products. We can do a hell of a lot better job than this.
Yeah.
Then Iron Man came out, and the rest is history.
I'm excited. I am excited. I like Marvel movies. Nate, have you seen Guardians yet?
No, I have not.
Oh my
Get
God.
off the podcast.
They have
and
movie
go
theaters out
watch
in
it.
North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
What
Good
is wrong
Lord.
with you?
Yeah, I just haven't seen it. All I know about it is I am Groot. That's it.
That is like 50% of the movie.
If you could see us, I'm just shaking my head.
Oh man.
No,
No,
not.
seriously though, that's my favorite Marvel film to
Nice.
date.
Nice.
So
It
great.
was
Really good. Really fun.
fantastic. If there were any movies that you were going to spend a little extra money to buy them physically and buy them in Blu-ray, that any Marvel would definitely be the one. That's what I'm doing. It's like I don't buy movies very often, and we have a Blu-ray player, but I only bought it because of the surround system. But if I do spend money on Blu-ray movies, they're all Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, they're quality movies. They're really good.
They really are. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Segway.
Segway.
I heard earlier this week that Charles Manson was gonna get married, right?
Oh God. Okay.
Segway. I said Segway.
You did say Segway. All bets are off when Segway comes out.
It made it official.
Oh,
Whatever
geez.
comes next, you just have to accept it like it was blended in nicely.
Brace yourself.
Yeah, he was gonna be married to this chick who, for some reason, still likes him, and was into him. And then he found out that one of the main, well, I don't know if it was the main reason for her to marry him, but her intentions were that once he died, she was gonna put his body on display and take it on tour.
Ooh.
And so he called it off. Well, that's
Wow.
the very reason I would do the same thing.
So Charles Manson, the
Yeah.
same guy that orchestrated all these horrific murders for no reason, right? Commanding all these other people and this psychopath. That's where he draws the line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clarify.
there's
Yeah.
always a line in the sand, Steven. You just have to know where it is.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty deep line for some. Dear Lord.
Damn, he's 80.
He
Wow.
owed.
Yeah, he's 80. So I just clicked on the story, but there's no story. It's just the title.
Yeah.
The title and says the
That's
wedding's
it.
off.
Oh, I have
What do
to,
you- yeah.
that's so dumb. Like,
It's
you have
it's the
to
Ollie
do-
Williams reporting.
Yeah, you have to do.
He ain't gonna marry her.
you have to fill out a survey to read the article. It's
Oh,
like,
God.
It's not that important.
No,
Was she at least good looking?
I think that's her. Let's see. That's definitely doable.
Well, I mean, if that was okay, there it is. The resolution came in. Hey, okay. She's got creepy in the eyes, and she's got, yeah.
Yeah, she's got crazy eyes for sure. And she's interested in Charles Manson.
She's one of those girls where you would see like out in public and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And then she's just like, You're like, okay, I'm out.
It's like, I'm doing fine, but the aliens in my brain are telling me that they're coming. They're coming here tomorrow.
That's a nice hat. Let me explain the necessity of the hat.
The necessity. The necessity of the hat.
Yeah, I messed up that a little bit. It's all good.
That.
Whoa.
John's just looking up.
Oh, that's
women.
Sharon Tate. That's who they killed.
Mm.
Shame.
He's just looking up women now.
She had great tits.
Doesn't look like Liv Tyler.
Gosh.
That's all I had to say. It was just that headline was that she was going to put his body on display once he died. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, here's a question.
Now
then.
we know.
Here's the hypothetical. And if you get upset over a hypothetical, then there's something wrong with
You're
you.
playing devil's advocate.
I am, okay.
Yes.
I want the both of you to name your number one celebrity female crush right now.
I don't know. I don't have one like in the back of my head ready. There's too many.
Oh, good Lord, okay. Let's say Emma Stone
Yeah.
Okay.
comes up to you and says, I want to marry you. You're thinking, great. But her intentions are that she wants to parade your dead body through the streets.
Well,
And
I
make
would
money
just
off
play
it.
her. I'd be like, okay, well, first we've got to.
She goes, I'm going to marry you. I'm gonna let you finish. But first, let me take your body.
Can you imagine doing that? Like,
Yeah.
During coitus.
he's like, I'm gonna let you finish, and you're like, oh, I'm holding it. Okay. It's like, I'm gonna let you finish, but you need to know
You think,
I do it better.
you think that's a Kanye West Valentine's Day card?
Probably.
Hey, girl, I'm going to let you finish.
Oh, I
But
saw
Beyonce
that.
had the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
orgasm of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time.
I think I saw a meme where it's like,
Was it really?
I think I saw a meme. I'm gonna butcher it, but it was something like, "Yeah, all those flowers and chocolates you got, like, I understand you do good, but Beyonce does it better, so send them all to her," or something like that.
Oh, I thought I was clever with that. Don't you hate that when you think you have something clever and then you find out, oh, someone else came up with it
All the
first?
time.
It actually
All
made
my
material
ideas.
about it.
Yeah, exactly.
But then sometimes when people don't know, then you just Carlos Mencia it and you just pretend it's yours.
Yeah, that's true. You Carlos Mencia.
Gosh.
Segway.
Segway.
I promise people we'll get better at segues.
Yeah.
But I'd rather announce it. It's a little more fun because it's like, all right, I'm done with this topic. All right,
Let's make it an
next.
event. Got to make it an event.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you can start off as speaking of coming on your face.
Here is Segway number 1053.
Do you? So you would you call yourself a geek or a nerd?
I would.
Okay. Would that?
Oh, I thought that was a question.
What's the question? And he said
So,
yes.
next segue.
Segway.
Segway.
Are you into all the new things that are happening with space?
It interests me enough to read about it, but not enough to understand what's going on.
Well, yeah, that's a whole different question.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm interested in everything that NASA shares and everything that we're learning about our universe.
I
don't understand any of it though.
No, me either. I just know that there was a brief time where NASA wanted to send like a small population to Mars
Yep.
and see how they can live off. And I thought it'd be funny if they sent like, a loner who was out there just like not participating in any survival tips or drills or whatever.
Yeah, I think there were like over 20,000 people that volunteered to go to Mars, and it's a
Wow.
one-way trip. You don't come back.
That's crazy.
I can imagine people like, oh, that'll be fun. Let's do it. They're never gonna pick me. And then what if they pick you? And then you have to think.
As long as Aerosmith is playing on the way up there.
Aerosmith. No.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi, man. Bon Jovi all the way.
Yeah.
I missed your joke. I get it now.
he literally turned around and did a whip. I get it now.
It's all coming to me now.
Could either of you hypo question?
Hippo.
Hypoallergenic. Hippo. Here's
Hippo
a
question.
hypothetical question.
Moo.
Quack.
Quack.
Penguins go quack.
Yes.
Would you if you were selected to go to Mars, would you go?
Ooh. Probably not.
On a one-way trip?
It's a one-way.
How civilized is Mars?
You're the first to go.
I'm the first to go. So I'm literally bringing a stick with a handkerchief tied to it like the old hobos and going to Mars.
But Emma Stone is also volunteering to go.
Okay, this changes everything.
Mhm.
This changes everything. Is there an anti-gravity chamber where I can actually take my suit off?
Oh yeah, well they're they're gonna give you like little
So there are living arrangements.
station.
They're
So
not
yeah,
giving me
when
like
you land, like the pod you're in, it expands like an RV, and just goes, and you have
Okay.
like living arrangements.
So
So
I
I
can-
have like not a space station because obviously it's gonna be on Mars. It's gonna be a Mars station.
So I'm not Minecrafting it.
No,
and
you're
starting
not,
in the middle of nowhere.
You're not like
this
standing.
man a
You're not like
pickaxe.
standing in a
Work.
desert and like, well, I guess I got to make bricks now.
Because I gotta punch this tree.
Yeah, I don't think this tree's on Mars.
Mars tree.
Oh man.
No. So they'll at least provide you with the basics. Like you'll be able to sleep somewhere. You'll be able to get away from the elements. You'll have air to breathe. And
So I can attract Emma Stone with my double wide RV. Is what you're saying
okay.
here.
You took a little while to say RV. I was like double wide. Go on.
Yes.
Okay, Nate.
In that hypothetical, yes.
And I don't know if you're in Emma Stone, but fill in the blank. Your celebrity, male or female, whatever you're into. I'm not judging.
Whatever I'm into.
Anthony Daniels, who cares? Who knows?
Bears,
Bear Grylls, who knows?
Bear Grylls, and bears.
And bears.
If you choose Bear Grylls, he also comes with bears.
Bear Grylls line on bears.
But you can't depend on him for survival because he's a fraud.
You know what? I'm actually gonna say no. I wouldn't go.
Even
because
like if you had the girls from Warpaint and like Jennifer Aniston and whoever celebrity you
Go
would just
on.
like give a left nut for, even if they go up there with you and the sole purpose was to populate Mars with hammer offspring,
why
you
is
would
it
not
always
go.
the left nut? Why is it never the right nut?
I would not go because I'm not done on Earth. There's still plenty of things I want to see here. I don't want to go on some one-way ticket to somewhere else.
It's not fun
right.
when you take this seriously, Nate.
See you losers
know,
later. I'm
I
populating
know,
the
but I
world with
had to-
Jennifer
someone
Aniston's and Emma Stone's.
Well, shit, I want to see here. So, no.
Yeah, like Guardians of the Galaxy, apparently.
yeah. Well, you might meet them
Oh, good point.
because we're in that universe. They just leave us alone because they're too dumb to deal with us
Yeah.
right now. They're still killing each other over ideas. Oh, are we getting into a serious segue here about religion?
Uh-oh.
No, we're not
No.
gonna do that.
Just kidding.
I'm not educated enough to argue about religion, except for that. It's
Oh,
Shots have been fired.
yeah. I mean, we could talk about the whole thing, all the wars that are going on, and everything, but would it do anything? Or would it be better to make people laugh? I mean, that's our intention. Whether they're laughing or not is a different story.
Were they laughing with us or at us?
As long as they're laughing,
As long as they're laughing, then your job is done.
that is our gift to you.
John, would you go to Mars on a one-way trip? You asked the question to everybody else.
With that group? of
Sure,
ladies?
same group. Keep in mind, I'm there now.
Do I get to take my dogs?
No.
Then no.
no.
Are there dogs on Mars?
Sure.
Are they cute?
Martian dogs, just keep that in mind. Probably
They're
have 5
Mars.
heads.
They're Mars rovers.
This podcast is over.
I've broken the podcast.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no. Really, we're done now. Thanks, Nate.
Deep conversation. I miss these talks. I miss these talks.
Well, thank you, Mr. James, for coming in today. Make sure you check out his podcast, Pixelated
Episcolated
Episcolated Prostate. Tell them where you can find them.
Oh, you can find it all on iTunes. Pixelated Podcast or Ducks Talk Show. Both of them are on iTunes.
Check them all out. Thanks again for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Nate, for being you,
Yeah, of
because
course.
that's your gift to our world. And we appreciate it.
I'm a giver.
All right, and we'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye.
So melt your face tonight. It may sting, but it'll be alright.